This is the Stockwell-Eldridge Show, giving you the real-time information you need to make educated decisions about buying and selling in the world-renowned Twin Cities. Now your hosts and real estate experts, Jason Stockwell and Dawn Eldridge.
Good morning, Twin Cities. Jason Stockwell is out today. He's sick. Colds are going around. It's cold season.
And even his replacement has a cold, so I apologize.
Well, my voice is a little raspy, too.
But the ladies always show up.
Yeah, exactly.
The ladies always show up.
So we have the ladies in the house today. I'm Dawn Eldridge with RE/MAX Results.
I am Casey Thrash with Eldridge and Stockwell of RE/MAX Results.
And Stephanie Havel, Wells Fargo Home Mortgage. Good morning, ladies. Great to be here.
Good morning.
Good morning. How's your weekend been?
Fantastic. I love it. I'm liking the weather here. I know there's got a little bit of a snow, but yeah, it's been good.
It's nice. I went up to my cabin a couple weeks ago, and they had 18 inches of snow when there was no snow in the cities at all.
Right.
And we made snowmen, and we had snowball fights. It was so fun.
Yeah, some of our Wells Fargo departments up in North Dakota were talking about it, and they're like, they've had it. And I'm like, oh, I don't mind the rain. I'll take it.
I'll take rain all
Well, and it's been
day
good
long.
for the housing market, right? I mean, that's what we talk about, too. I was going to say, I know you guys got some information, but we really have not seen it slow down as we typically do. And I would guess that it's part of it has to do with the weather, right? At least in Minnesota.
Well, the buyers are out, but listings are actually down 9.5%.
So less
this
people.
time
So when you
last
say
year.
listings are down, meaning less people putting their house on the market.
Yes, less people putting their houses on the market. There's actually an increase, a 0.8% increase in closed sales. So buyers are out there from this time last year, and the sale price is still strong with a 6.5% increase, which is great. I've got buyers coming out my ears right now. It's
Now,
great.
is it 9% for the month of like November, December, or is that year to date or quarterly, or what is that number reflecting?
Well, it's from MAR, and the most recent data is for October of this year.
Okay.
So
So, yeah, because I know we talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
People, now is a good time, and especially in the winter months, might be more competitive. I mean, less competitive, excuse me. Less multiple offers, so the likelihood they could get their home sold, right, if they get one offer and it's a solid offer. And
Yep, and the houses are moving. I was showing a condo in Edina, and we trying to get a hold of a listing agent who left her phone in her car, and we missed out on presenting an offer. That seller could have been in multiple offers, and instead they missed out on that opportunity. So multiple offers are still happening, not as frequently, but because the inventory is so lean, we have been seeing some multiple offers. Like this summer, it was crazy. We'd have 6 offers on one listing, and now it's like
you
might
bring,
get 2.
bring up a good point. Actually, I was talking to a friend yesterday around in the coffee shop, and where are you seeing like property values? So she was asking me, they've got a rental property and they'd really love to sell it. It was a townhome, or it is a townhome, excuse me, and wondering, are they going to be able to sell it? They've been renting it out for a couple of years, and just, and to me, I guess I feel like it seems like property values are increasing, but are you seeing like sellers get the price that they're listed for, or are values coming back to where they were?
If the property is listed appropriately with the pricing and recommendations for repairs are done, then yes, people are getting their asking price. I just shot a house today that was for a colleague of mine, and it's
And by shot a house, you mean you took
Actually-
photos.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
photos.
Well,
Sorry.
in today's day and
shot the
age, we need to
I'm-
make sure.
Yeah, I'm not a hunter, and yeah. So, anyways,
You're a house
well, I guess I
hunter.
am a house hunter. So
Right.
there we go. So I shot photos of a house, and the house is definitely on the higher side priced and needs some work. And for the price point, it's going to be very tough for that seller, and to get the price that they want, because even though the market's lean, you're still not going to get over market value for your home, and the house still has to appraise.
Well, I think what we're seeing too is that, and we've got a couple properties on the market right now that were priced kind of high in the beginning, but not out of the range of where it potentially could sell. But we are seeing, like you said, there's a lot of buyers out there. However, there are a lot of sellers who say, we are in this great market right now. It has bounced back. I should be able to get X, Y, and Z price. My neighbor's house sold for X amount. We're going to, this is what I want to sell for. And unfortunately, they have those high expectations. And sometimes, if their house isn't updated or they don't do the repairs that we recommend, or maybe you've been in your house for 30 years and it was a smart house to buy 30 years ago. But first time home buyers that are looking to get into a house like that, it just might not necessarily work for them 30 years later. It's
Well,
not
and
the
that's-
typical type of home.
And I said, and maybe you gals can have some, comments or advice to our listeners out there. Is so because she was saying, it's been a rental, and I'm like, well, what's the condition of it, And she
Yep.
said, well, I looked on Zillow and I looked at my property tax records and I looked at what the house down the street sold, and she's like, I don't know, maybe we'll wait till spring. And I said, you really should talk to a realtor now because they're going to be able to give you some advice on, you're thinking you should do this, but maybe you really don't. Maybe it's not worth, is it really worth painting the walls or putting in new carpet or fixing this or fixing that? Or do you just sell it, as it is? And how long does it take to get that house ready and so forth? So if they're thinking their renter needs to vacate in January, should they start talking to a realtor in January or how soon?
No, they should talk now. And honestly, if they can get the house on before spring is, I think it's going to explode. I have so many listings ready for spring. And if people put their houses on now, they're going to be the big fish in a small pond, which is what they want. You want to get the
ahead of
money.
the market.
Yes,
Okay.
get ahead of the market. Don't chase it. Whereas this spring, there's going to be so many listings hitting the market. Everybody's going to be the big fish. And buyers are...
Right. There's going to be more options for buyers versus getting it on sooner. And like we've got some topics that we're going to talk about a little bit later, and some points we're going to touch on about selling your house during the holidays, and things like that. Why it might be a good idea for you to sell your house during the holidays. It seems like it could be an inconvenience, but at the same time, it's a benefit to you because you are a home that when there's, like you said, down 9% in listings.
Yeah.
So we don't have a huge inventory right now, and we haven't had a huge inventory. So to even lessen that, there's less homes on the market, more buyers are looking. And like you said, it's raining. There isn't 18 inches of snow on the ground.
And have to
it's
trudge
not
and-
deterring people from going out to look. Yeah.
Well, and I think just even as a seller, you have to shovel your driveway and all that kind of stuff to keep your house in showing condition. But I think, you bring up a point about selling your house during the holidays. Like, that's when most people's homes are decorated so beautifully.
Yes.
With the, the trees or the lights or the neighborhood and all that kind of stuff. I would think your house could get showcased really nice during the holidays because the neighbors have all spruced everything up with the lights. And so is it a good idea? I know we're going to get into it more, but is it a good idea to sell your home during the holidays?
I definitely think so. Yes. Most people travel during the holidays too. So it kind of opens up freedom for you because you're not there to have to vacate the house. You're already gone.
Right.
But one thing I wanted to touch on is, especially in Edina, it is amazing how many homes are selling off the market to builders. And
okay.
I'm driving around and I'm seeing all of this construction happening everywhere. Tear downs, remodels. It's crazy. In my neighborhood alone, within 2 blocks, I've got 6 houses.
Wow,
that
that
are
are
all
being torn down and
being
remodeled?
Remodeled and tore down.
Okay.
On my block, a builder actually is going to buy, or not buy it because he's
So it's
building
the
it. He
people that
already
are still
bought it
living in their
and-
homes and they're just having this builder rebuild a new home for them, or are
Nope.
they just moving out and the builder's
moving
buying
out.
the house?
Yep.
Okay, so the builder's buying the house, they're going to rebuild it and then sell it
And then
to
sell it. Or
somebody
the
else.
builders are moving into the house that they're building as well. But we just had another listing that they decided to sell to a builder. And it never hit the market. They probably would have gotten 20 to
Well, I can't imagine.
30,000
Yeah, there's a lot of
more.
land in Edina to build, right? There
No.
probably isn't. And a lot of those houses were built, in the 50s?
50s.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, late 50s, early 60s. It's interesting because I've seen an aerial view of when Southdale was just built.
Okay.
And I live very close to Southdale. Mm-hmm. And where my house is, there's just the driveway. That's it. And nothing built up around it except for the house behind me, which is so interesting. Which brings me on another topic. Be careful about the updates that you do to your house because the people behind me sold their house. They did not listen to their agent and they put on siding. The new buyers are taking that siding down brand new siding. They're taking
Right.
down.
Well, that's what I was telling this girlfriend of mine is, she's like, okay, we're going to do this and we're going to do this and we're going to get the house all ready. And I said, you know what? I think it's great, that you're realizing you're going to have to update your home because you've had renters in there for a couple of years. But again, talk to an expert,
Yes.
and you might think that, okay, we're just going to paint all the walls gray. Well, maybe that might, they have that eye for it. Maybe it's beige or maybe it's paint one wall gray or beige or something like that. Yep. I said, but before you take on this undertaking and ripping out the carpet, I know you talked one time before about somebody that carpeted over hardwood floors.
The same house.
And some people don't know. I mean, again, if you're not savvy to that kind of, I admit I'm probably not one of those. I'm one of those people that would probably put carpet over hardwood floor. I have to admit.
But if you're going to sell your house, like your friend, if she's, she's rented it, she's going to sell it.
Right.
You call someone, talk to them. If you need to call someone and talk to them, you can call Don or Jason at 651-400-0773. That's 651-400-0773. And you can get that advice from a realtor.
And do they charge to give me that kind of advice? If I said, Dawn, I'm thinking about listing this rental property, what do I need to do?
Charge. Most established agents are not charging any retainer fees. I have seen it happen a few times. But also, on the flip side, doesn't Wells Fargo have renovation loans?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah.
And could they renovate the house and get it ready for sale, or is there any time commitment that they have to
theirs
keep
is a
that
townhome,
loan?
so I think it's a lot of just cosmetic. It's the carpet is worn, the walls.
But what about the general public? Like if they want to?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We can talk about that too in the next segment. Yeah, because I think about that. That's we're one of the few lenders that has the 203K renovation program, and yeah, you can put on a second bedroom or third bedroom, fourth bathroom, garage, new roof, swimming pool. Whatever it is you want to add. So if you definitely want to do those tear downs, because my neighborhood, I'm in Blaine, and it's completely different. It was all sod farms out there for years, and now it's all new construction. I bought out there 11 years ago, and it's like, it's just so amazing, the construction that's going on out there and the new builds and everything like that. But it's exciting. So
it is, and it's good for our economy.
And if you have questions about the renovation loan, you can call me, Stephanie Havel at Wells Fargo Home Mortgage, 612-940-7335. And I love this, Rain Men.
It's your
Way to
song.
go.
It's
Yeah.
your song.
Did you play that just for me? Oh, no. Actually, I don't want it to Rain Men right now. Not right now.
This is the Eldridge and Stockwell Show. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back.